Elephants and a Cord. Sui was a sweet boy and a wildlife lover. He was fond of elephants, the mammoth animals. In fact, he was very crazy about elephants. However, he never had a chance to see real elephants. All he saw those mammoth creatures were only in television and computers. He lived in a small town. The place he lived didn't provide him a chance to visit the elephants. All his only desire was to see and touch at least an elephant before he died. Fortunately, when he was 25 years, he got a chance to join a crew of wildlife lovers. He inquired them about their plans and with eagerness, he asked whether they would take him to see the elephants. And they said yes. The journey happily began, and they visited various places. Sui was so happy and enjoyed the tour to the core. He was waiting for years to visit the elephants in real life, and the day came. As they passed through the forests, they walked past a beautiful village. One from the team said that the village had more than 100 elephants, and Sui could enjoy the entire day in that village. There was nothing in the world that could measure Sui's happiness hearing those words. Finally, he saw those elephants for the first time in his life. He was amazed to see the elephants and screamed happily. After spending 2 to 3 hours just seeing the elephants, he was shocked to see those elephants tied to a frail fence. It was a thin rope, not even a chain, and there was no cage or any kind of shelter where the elephants lived. Instead, there were simple sheds without any doors. Elephant tied with rope. Sui was surprised as he knew the strength of elephants and saw them tied to strong chains in the television. He inquired one of the countrymen about why they were left freely without any protection, and also asked won't they easily break the rope. The trainer answered Sui, they won't. Sui was surprised and asked how. The trainer replied, they were trained here since their childhood. When they were babies we used to tie them with a strong rope, and the kid elephants weren't able to break them. The rope or chain we used to tie them when they were small. It was strong enough to hold them. A few elephants would try to break the rope or chain, but could not set them free. So as they grew, they developed a false belief that the small and thin ropes were too strong for them to break, and they continued to get tied by their belief. Sui was amazed as well as shocked. The powerful mammoth wasn't strong enough mentally to get them free from a thin rope. However, he left the place as he was happy to see the elephants. Our lives are like the elephant's false beliefs. We follow the false beliefs we experience and fail to try out something just because we did not accomplish it earlier. The King's Painting. There was a king with only one leg and one eye, but was generous and competent as a ruler. One day while walking in his palace, the king noticed the portraits of his ancestors along the hallway. He also wanted his portrait painted by an artist, but was unsure how it would turn out due to his physical abnormalities. The king invited all the painters across the kingdoms and asked who could paint a beautiful picture of him. The painters were confused about how to make a beautiful picture of the king with only one leg and one eye. All the painters politely refused to make a painting of the king. Then one young painter came forward and ensured to make a beautiful portrait of the king. After a few days, the young painter unveiled the portrait in the court, in which the king was seen sitting on the horse with one leg visible, holding his bow and aiming the arrow with one eye closed. There was no sign of physical deficiencies in the king in the painting. The king was pleased to see that the painter had creatively presented the king's positive characteristics, but not highlighted the abnormalities. Moral: look at the positive aspects of someone without emphasizing the limitations. If you like this story, I encourage you to like and share with your loved ones and stay tuned for more. Keep learning with Afsara English. Thank you.